Hi there, and welcome back to the Message Marketing Pod. I'm your host, Christopher Melotti from Melotti Media, and this is episode 113. Should marketing be focused on demand generation or lead generation? This is going to be a great episode for all marketers and actually business owners and salespeople as well. It's a really good one to listen to because it really helps you solidify your understanding of the function of what's going to get you your next sale, your next lead, your next customer. So let's get straight into it. So if you're a business, then you're probably focusing your marketing and sales on generating leads, right? That's a normal approach. That's what everyone does, or most people do. Your marketing attracts leads, which then you qualify and nurture before they enter into your sales journey to convert into hopefully becoming paying customers and, again, hopefully delighted advocates. So this is the normal lead generation marketing. Okay, so what it means is that all of your time and resources are focused on obtaining that next lead. However, there's a glaring problem. You've skipped a step, which means that you're reactively fishing for leads in a limited pond. Let me explain, so hold with me. That's because lead generation relies on the current existence of demand for what you do. So if there's little demand, then leads can be quite a challenge. However, when you have more initial demand for your product or service, then you'll have a full and thriving ocean to trawl leads from. And that's why you want to use marketing to generate demand before you generate leads. Okay, and that's what's called demand generation marketing. If you're a little bit confused about the difference, I'll explain, but it is a big difference. Okay, so the smartest approach your business can take is to be proactive and create your own demand rather than sit and wait for it to eventuate. See, if you proactively increase demand for your product or service, then you can build a stronger pipeline. So let me explain. So how demand generation versus lead generation works is quite simple. Demand for your product or service, doesn't matter what it is, demand for your product or service starts with the following. 1, awareness of a relevant need by your customer. 2, education about a possible solution. 3, your customer identifying that solution as applicable to your needs. 4, positioning your brand as the solution option. And 5, interest is piqued. Thus, demand is generated. Ta-da! Okay, so do you see what I mean? It's before they even enter your sales pipeline and become a lead. This is demand generation. So this is about like making your customer completely aware from being completely unaware, and then getting them to come on board with the idea that they need you at all. That is demand generation. So after you've built this demand curious audience, now it's time to generate leads, which are those who actually want to take action and are part of your ideal customers. So to generate leads, not demand, to generate leads after you've already generated demand, you can use the following. 1 is use marketing to channel their demand into learning. 2, provide multiple touch points for them to interact with your brand. 3, offer evidence to reassure them. 4, separate general demand from qualified target customers. 5 is inspire action into the sales funnel. And 6 is nurture their interest. Do you see how it's a flow-on process? You see, the more you have of demand, the more you have of potential leads. And so that's what we're trying to do here with marketing. And that's the best kind of marketing is the more demand you generate, the higher the percentage of high quality leads you'll have and the more sales you'll ultimately make. If you just start in the lead generation phase, then you're always in reactive mode, hoping that there's enough demand. Whereas if you're proactive with the demand generation stage, then it will amplify your lead generation marketing. So how do you create demand for your brand rather than just hunt for existing leads? Well, that's what I'm going to explain right now. This is the most useful part. So using demand generation marketing, you can access and nurture more qualified leads for your business and in turn convert more sales and increase your revenue. So let's start by defining the actual differences between in terms of your marketing, and I'll give you actual examples of practical applications. So what is demand generation? Demand generation is how your business reaches new markets and creates enthusiasm for your products, your services, and your brand. So demand generation is about increasing brand awareness, educating audiences, and fostering initial engagement. So this means that you're actually creating a need for your product or service or your brand entirely, rather than just hoping it's already there. So the best way to implement demand generation and draw more interest is by creating marketing content, such as blogs and articles, filming videos and recording podcasts just like this, creating newsletters and sending out EDMs, FAQ pages, inbound marketing strategies, and other forms of content marketing. So essentially, you're establishing your brand as a pioneer, a spearhead, a key opinion leader that deserves to be noticed across all different channels. So once you do all of that, and that's why content marketing is so important today, because you're actually creating demand for you. Right? And that's the difference. Now, what is lead generation? Well, let me explain. So lead generation involves taking this demand-induced audience who are now interested and advancing their engagement by nurturing their curiosity with the goal of encouraging them to take action by leaving contact details and becoming a paying customer. So this involves convincing them that what you offer will solve any of their relevant needs that they have, so that they have no choice but to buy, okay? And that comes from effective demand generation, because if you do the demand stage correctly and you get them to create that need in their mind and build their need, then you can have this lead generation phase, which should flow on. So the best way to implement lead generation is by building on the demand generation content to generate more, but this time, more actionable opportunities, such as linking to landing pages with calls to action, offering a package's website page, holding conferences and events, creating sales collateral like pitch decks and so forth, building an effective website with conversion points, and writing a corporate capability document, and so forth. So that's what we're trying to do here. So if you think about it as an upside down triangle, where the base of the triangle, which is now at the top, think about it that way, this is the demand generation. So this is where the most people are. So it's basically top of the funnel marketing that increases brand awareness, educates audiences, and fosters engagement. So this wakes up a potential audience. So even if you have a current market or niche, demand generation would be to target, for example, a different audience and creating demand in that audience initially. Then you have these ongoing touch points where it's like the middle of the funnel, where it's like earning trust and solidifying positioning, etc., like case studies, testimonials, enriching content. And then you have the lead generation phase down the bottom of the point, at the upside down triangle. So the bottom of the funnel marketing collects details from qualified leads and nurtures their interest. So this is where it's like you might be using paid ads, but a mixture of like content marketing and paid marketing to get them to convert. So you have to have demand. This is the ultimate point. You have to have demand before you have any leads. Now, don't worry, because a lot of businesses, because they're already doing lead generation, they're just building leads from an already fished pool. Okay? And that's okay. That's enough to sustain most businesses. If you have your eyesight on the horizon of building and growing and creating new markets and that blue ocean effect, then you have to begin with the demand phase. So as you can see, demand generation and lead generation are two separate types of marketing, with the major difference being that demand must be present before you kickstart your sales process to create leads. This means that when used together, and that's the most important part here, both will fill your pipeline, expand your reach, and drive better results. So here's how to make demand generation and lead generation work for your business in sync. So first step, demand generation, making sales with proactive marketing. So demand generation is obviously about sparking more demand for your services. So this involves becoming a respected thought leader in your niche, offering applicable value to your audience, establishing your brand's positioning, using marketing content to ensure that you're always top of mind, and being present across a range of different touch points. This means that you're essentially as present as you can ever be, everywhere. And that's why this creates demand, because people want to know why they're seeing you so often. If your brand is super proactive, like Melotti Media is, and that's why I'm bringing this up, is because a lot of people go, Chris, I feel like I see orange everywhere. I see your branding everywhere. Gosh, you're just everywhere. It's like you've got 20, arms. This is why we do it. If your brand is super proactive, it means you don't have to rely so much on expensive advertising to get people to hopefully show interest in what you do at a transactional level. So demand creation is incredibly cost effective, gives you greater control of your marketing, and provides a strong competitor advantage. So then you move on to lead generation. So this is given that you've done the first stage of demand generation. So when you get to lead generation, it's about making sales with reactive marketing. So as I said, to generate leads, you have to have demand first. If there's not much demand, then your lead generation marketing is being wasted, as people don't either care or the leads are poor, meaning they won't convert. So don't get me wrong, you need to conduct lead generation like marketing, Google, Facebook, LinkedIn advertising, etc. But while they promise a huge exposure rate, hardly anyone will click if the pre-work hasn't been done first. Do you understand that? So that's about demand. So if you have successfully created a lot of demand, then lead generation becomes much simpler. Now, you just have to set up a series of conversion channels for people to take the next step. For instance, allow them to book a free demo, buy your product, or secure their first consult. And so, are you ready to reframe your marketing mindset from this? I hope so. So this is the point. It's not enough today to think dollars in, leads out. This is incredibly wasteful and has diminishing returns, especially with such a discerning audience of highly savvy customers that are out there today. Okay? They want you to earn their attention and cultivate trust before they'll consider taking action towards converting. That's why you need to have a clear content marketing strategy and have a really great freelance copywriter by your side, like us, to produce thought leadership content on your behalf to empower your demand generation and support your lead generation process. Branded content will fill your entire marketing funnel from top to bottom, so long as you're proactive across all the channels with valuable and consistent messaging. And so that is what we do at Melotti Media, is that we help you not just generate leads, but actually create demand in the first place. If you look at our website, at the homepage, it says we generate demand. That's exactly what we do. So to engage your customer and achieve ongoing business success today, you need a powerful message, quality copywriting, and consistent content. However, I get it. This is easier said than done. You might be time poor, spread thin, or writing might not be your expertise. So let myself and my team at Melotti Media help you by looking after all of your message marketing, your copywriting, and your content marketing needs. All you need to do is visit our website at melottimedia.com.au or email us at enquire, E-N-Q-U-I-R-E, at melottimedia.com.au. We will gladly discuss your needs and have a chat. That's what we do best, is that we're not just a transactional agency. We love to learn more about people and customers, and that's why we do it. So I hope this has helped. Thank you so much for listening to episode 113 of the Message Marketing Pod. I'm your host, Christopher Melotti from Melotti Media. Thank you so much for listening, and please subscribe to our podcast, visit our website, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next episode. Thank you so much.